deadly detour. Other dignitaries included Engineer Senator Femi Kila, FNSC, Engineer Senator Iyola Misere, FNSC, among other distinguished. The opening ceremony was concluded with a tour of exhibition stand led by a representative of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. After all our deliberation and discussion, we had observations and recommendations. I am going to present it in a form of first observation, followed by recommendation. Okay. Number one, observation. Interconnectedness of climate change and food security, as conference highlighted the complex relationship between climate change and food security, rising temperatures, erratic rainfall, soil degradation, and increased frequency of extreme weather events threaten agricultural productivity and food availability. As a climate change disproportionately affects developing countries like Nigeria, addressing food security requires urgent, integrated, and innovative engineering solutions. These are our observations. Then this is followed by recommendation. Nigerian engineers are challenged to deploy their expertise in collaboration with relevant organizations like National Space Research and Development Agency, NASRA, Advanced Space Technology Application Laboratory, ASTAR, Nigerian Meteorological Agency, National Information Technology Development Agency, National Agricultural Land Development Agency, National Water Resources Institute, among others, using data, analytics, GIS, AI, and IoT. Practices. This in sustainable engineering, such as precision agriculture, smart irrigation, renewable energy integration, climate resilient infrastructures, are essential in adapting to climate-related challenges. It also observed that such solutions not only enhance agricultural productivity, but also reduce the carbon footprint of food production and distribution systems. Recommendation. Government and relevant stakeholders, in bracket research institutes, food processors, aggregators, exporters, among others, should embrace and promote innovations and technologies that enhance agricultural productivities and reduce greenhouse gas emission. Third observation, water scarcity and inadequate irrigation systems are significant constraints to sustainable agriculture in Nigeria. Out of over 84 million hectares of arable land, only about 1.6 million hectares are irrigated, leaving the rest reliant on unpredictable rainfall. Conference observed that the need for advanced water management solutions, including water-efficient irrigation, rainwater harvesting, and wastewater reuse. On this, we culture and other relevant stakeholders should support efforts of agricultural research and development institutions on developing sustainable irrigation system, including rainwater harvesting and efficient irrigation technology to ensure water availability for farming all year round, to increase land under cultivation and increase crop yields in Nigeria. Number 4 observation. With substantial post-harvest losses, representing about 40% of food produced in Nigeria, challenging food security. Conference underscored the importance of improved storage facilities, cold chains, and transportation networks. Such infrastructures reduce food spoilage, ensure better market access, and strengthen the resilience of food supply chains. It is our recommendation that government and relevant funding organizations to support various research outputs and commercialization of sustainable storage facilities and processing technologies being developed and adapted in Nigeria to minimize post-harvest losses. Number 5, renewable energy was identified as a critical enabler for climate-resilient food production systems, especially in rural and off-grid areas. Solar and wind energy can power irrigation, mechanized farming, and cold storage, reducing dependence on fossil fuel and contributing to sustainable food security. Our recommendation is that government should promote and provide enabling environment and work in collaboration with relevant stakeholders in harnessing affordable renewable energy such as solar, hydro, wind, biomass, etc., that can revolutionize agriculture in rural farming communities. Number 6 observation. Effective climate change mitigation and food security solutions require collaboration across sectors, public-private partnership, including involvement from government, private sector, non-governmental organizations, and local communities. We are recognized as critical stakeholders in scaling sustainable engineering solutions and ensuring long-term impact. The conference recommends that there should be synergy among stakeholders in mitigating climate change at both individual and societal levels. Also, relevant government agencies should implement recommendations on different climate change mitigation and adaptation strategies relevant to Nigeria as contained in Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC report of Conference of Parties, COPs. We are aware that COP29 is also ongoing as we are here. Item number 7, an observation says, policy frameworks that support climate-smart agriculture encourage innovations in sustainable engineering and facilitate climate finances are essential. It recommends that government policies should prioritize funding for research, capacity building, and incentives for adopting sustainable practices in agriculture through Bank of Agriculture, Bank of Industry, and other funding bodies. Number 8, conference noted that empowering local farmers and rural communities with knowledge, skills, and access to sustainable technologies is crucial for enhancing food security. Capacity building ensures that these communities can implement and sustain climate-resilient agricultural practice over the long term. Nigerian Society of Engineers, through its divisions and branches, in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, should strengthen its professional development program and create extension services on agricultural best practices to farmers. Number 9, conference observed that oil and gas companies are among the largest sources of carbon emission, which significantly contribute to climate change, thus affecting food security and sustainable environment. Conference acknowledged efforts of the oil and gas industries in mitigating the effect of climate change. However, regulatory bodies should synergize with these companies to reduce water pollution, gas flaring, promote soil remediation to boost farming in local communities, and support livelihood. Number 10, conference noted that oil spills have devastating effect on farmland and ecosystem. With engineering innovation, oil companies adopt technology to prevent oil spills and minimize damages to agricultural land in their operational areas. Our recommendation is that the conference recommends the effort of oil and gas companies in development and deployment of technology to mitigate the effect of oil spills in their operational environment. However, companies should work with local agricultural stakeholders to develop and deploy technologies that mitigate the effect of oil spills on food production systems. Number 11, modern agricultural machineries have revolutionized farming practices, playing crucial roles in boosting productivity and minimizing labor-intensive farming processes. However, indigenous farm machinery is limited in quantity and variety due to lack of appropriate manufacturing capacity, materials, and equipment for mass production. Government and other stakeholders should encourage, support, and enhance capacity of indigenous agricultural machinery manufacturers and research institutes, such as National Center for Agricultural Machinery, NCAM, National Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, of agricultural machinery. 12, and which is the last. The conference observed about 70% of Nigerians' agricultural produce are from rural areas. However, poor road networks hinders transportation and distribution of produce from farms to markets, causing spoilage, raising costs, and reducing accessibility to consumers. Our recommendation is that government at all levels and donor agencies should fund construction, rehabilitation, and maintenance of rural roads to ease challenges of food transportation in Nigeria. Thank you for listening. So we have 12-point observations and recommendations, at least for each of our sub-team. We had a recommendation. Then a panel discussing with the industry players were able to get also recommendation based on what they are doing and what we think we also should involve in what they are doing, because most of the time, when you claim, we have to investigate and confirm that your claim is right. So please, this is our presentation, Madam President, and I don't know people that can look at it. I called for input and observation. Sorry that we didn't start projecting earlier enough, but we can run it from page 1, recommendation 1. The recommendations are in yellow, like I said, while the observations are in black and white. So each of the observation is followed by a recommendation. So later we will present it in a format of communique where we will do observation first, then recommendation follows. But for now, for your contribution, it will be better we have it that way. Please, the slides, starting from recommendation and observation. Slides from, okay, good. So, roll it. Okay, roll the recommendation. That is the ones on yellow.
Just in case.
Recommendation 1. I think. Okay. So recommendation 1 is talking about Nigerian engineers. Okay. So, if you have any observations, there are side ladies with a microphone for your input where necessary. Recommendation 2, please, God. This one is taxing the government and relevant stakeholders. Recommendation 3, this one is on water scarcity and irrigation. 3 recommendations. Okay. Okay. This one is taxing Federal Ministry of Agriculture, which is the coordinating ministry for all agricultural related. You can.
Madam President, yes. Good morning, all. Those 2 recommendations, well done, the technical committee. Like you said we're going to, but it is important for us to emphasize at the appropriate place. Might be here, those 2 recommendations, that it is pertinent for government to deliberately patronize made in Nigeria. And you, even from what the minister told us, we have 3, 4, 5 companies assembling tractors in Nigeria. 4 years ago, we had an institution where government got a 1.2 billion loan to go and bring tractors or whatever. This year, we're being told they're bringing 10,000. There is no way we can develop our economy. There's no way we can develop our economy if all we do each time is to import. Even if those companies are assembling, we all know the implication. It creates jobs, expertise, and all of that. And that goes all around what happens in the agri sector. It's all about importation. And their policy are not stakeholders oriented. Because I don't know if I'm going to have an opportunity to speak again, it is important, and I'm sure that's what the president is working at. There must be a stakeholders meeting to be sponsored by NSE, Minister of Agri, Water Resources, Environment, Borno State Government, and the like, to call the real practitioners, those that we brought here and those that are not able to come and speak and say, for 2 days and say exactly what needs to be done in line with this. But particularly, we must look inward. There is this tendency for importation of items. Every state governors are importing tractors now from Belarus and wherever.
Thank you. Please, thank you, Past President. But also note our recommendation number 11. We personally took that into consideration. That's why so your observations are valid, sir. Okay. So the next one is number 4 recommendation. The 4th recommendation is push. The 4th recommendation is on government and relevant funding organizations to support various research outputs and commercializations of sustainable storage facilities and processing technologies being developed and adapted in Nigeria to minimize post-harvest losses. This one is on storage, and we are also particular. Okay, number 5 observation also talks about number 5 talks about government should promote and provide enabling environment and work in collaboration with relevant stakeholders in harnessing. So I can grab the indulgence of our listeners that any of these thing you felt strong about of the recommendation, the technical desk is still there. Feel free to come and advise us accordingly. Thank you, Madam President. And okay.
We want to now present the final results for the poster presentation. It was announced earlier that we have prizes for the winners of the poster presentation sections. And we have 10 prizes to be given out this morning. One for the overall best winner at the poster presentation section. The winner for the overall poster presentations at this conference, we have Cheu S.A. with the paper title, Sustainable Mining Practices for Food Security in Nigeria. And he will be receiving the overall best prize for this year. This is the first time we are having this presidential award for the best poster presenter. The award will be presented after reading out the names. They will all come out and they will receive the prizes from Madam President. The second winner from section posters sub-theme A is Pamakinwa J.O. presented the paper on solar drying characteristics of unfermented cassava mesh using NSP parabolic shaped solar dryer for the productions of high cassava flour. The best paper presenter for sub-theme 2 is Azim Umar Ibrahim. The best paper presenter for sub-theme 3 is Ogunjiri O.C. So, if the poster presenters winners are around, please come on board to receive your award. Now, sub-theme 4, we have Adebiyi O.A. Sub-theme 5, we have Mohammed Adamu and Adamu Atta. Sub-theme 6, we have Oyeshola Akintoye Ojo. You can come forward to receive your award. Sub-theme 7, we have Raphael Ezeoma. Raphael Ezeoma. And we have the last sub-theme, Oluwadare Joshua Oyebode, so that you can come forward to receive your award and the president handshake. So the chairman technical committee, you can come for the adoptions of the communique.
Mr. President, Madam President, distinguished participants, our communique have been read. I crave your indulgence to move for its adoption as a draft. Yes, PS.
Engineer Chief Mundi Musa Ibrahim, FNSE, move for the adoption of this communique as amended.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Engineer Tinuka Wurola Owolabi, FNSE. Do hereby second the motion.
Madam President, giving us a snapshot with your... Please, members of the technical committee, Madam President have graciously...
Members of the technical committee, please come forward for a group photograph. Once again, if you have misplaced any of your items, you can please see me to receive them. I have some ATM cards, medicated eyeglasses.
Just to put on record that the technical committee has done a very great job. They've been here all through. I understand that they left this venue at 3:30 a.m. and I told them that they shouldn't have left at all. So for that, I think we should give them a very big round of applause.
May I now request Madam President to continue to the closing remarks.
Very distinguished colleagues of mine, it's been 4 days of intense work, participation, and all of that. And I want to thank everybody, because there's not going to be a vote of thanks. I want to start by thanking the past presidents here. And let me use the opportunity to recognize Engineer Ebele Okeke, FNSC CON, former head of service of the Federation. Please give her a round of applause. She is the chairman of the committee that is pursuing the enhanced entry level of engineers from level 9 to level 10. I think she deserves another round of applause for that. We have had a few challenges. We started with the venue. We surmounted that. But something happened yesterday. On Tuesday, the distribution of food was seamless, as I heard. But yesterday, we had an issue, and I'll tell you what happened. My mentor, the late Ralph Alabi, he used to say that if you are not organized, you pay a price. If you are also, if you are over-organized, if you are too organized, you also pay a price. So you have to know how to strike the balance. So yesterday, the chairman CPC came here and announced that it was time for lunch, which he did not do on Tuesday, and it was fine. And on hearing the announcement, there was a rush to the service points. And some members, unfortunately, some of our members got impatient and rowdy to the extent that some got more than one pack of food. We have eyewitnesses, and then some others did not get food at all. I want to urge us to, at all times, remember that we are engineers, and by training, we are expected to be very disciplined people. So please, at all times, remember that. But outside that, I want to thank you for your patience, thank you for your understanding, thank you for how you have comported yourself, particularly when we had guests here. And I want to thank, in particular, our international delegates. Please rise again for recognition. They have come here, they've been here since Sunday, they are still here with us. We need to appreciate them. And for all of you who have come for this conference, we promised you we will do our best to make you enjoy. We hope that we have tried, but I also promise you that next year we shall improve on whatever inadequacies we have had this year. And on that note, I want to remind you that we have just about 2 hours left for voting, and then we all should start preparing to go to Ibadan from 1st to 5th of December, year 2025. May the good Lord spare our lives. and keep us alive too to continue to maintain engineering excellence. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
A round of applause for Madam President. Thank you, ma. And it's been a very wonderful time with you all. A few announcements. Please, we shall be closing this event now. After that, please, we urge everyone to please go outside and proceed back in to be accredited to attend the AGM. That is very, very important. Every one of us will go outside this hall and then we'll file in for accreditation. Please, can we give Madam President a standing ovation with a clap? That is a high request from a very, very high table. Let's keep clapping. Let's keep clapping. Clap for her. It's been a very wonderful time. Thank you very much, Madam President, and congratulations. Thank you. So let's just remain standing, every one of us, as we take the closing prayers. After then, after that, we shall take the national anthem, the first stanza. The closing prayer, please. Together we pray the third stanza. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. The national anthem. Thank you all very much. We may now go outside the hall. Ensure you have your membership identity card with you. That is your access to get into the hall. And just to remind us again, after the AGM, the dinner and gala night is at 6 p.m. prompt. 6 p.m. prompt. The venue is here in this hall. The whole place will be rearranged and redecorated for a dinner setting. Please let us know that. Note that 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Thank you. Please let us do this orderly. Everyone will get in and have space to sit. Let's obey the security department and the ushers as they lead us. Everyone to please go outside the hall. Thank you. Please note that dinner is here in this venue. Dinner happens here. And to our online participants, we appreciate you. You have done very well.
Keep moving, please. Keep moving, please.
Please, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Seamlessly, we shall come in.